it takes a whole community to make NANOG work. So hopefully you've been able to contribute by answering the daily survey yesterday. Specifically, one question we are interested in is, if you can ask a favor from the NANOG community, what would you likely ask? At this time, I would like to welcome Jezebel Gilmore to the stage, who will be presenting the Courageous Women of NANOG. Jezebel is Chief Commercial Officer and co-founder of Packet Fabric. This is Jezebel's second time presenting at NANOG, first speaking with her keynote, Growing Up with NANOG, at NANOG 80 last October. Welcome back to the stage, Jezebel. We're certainly happy to have you back. Thanks, and welcome.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hello, everybody. So we're going to get started, but before I start, I would actually like to have all of you indulge me in an experiment. So there's two of my friends, parts of this great community, helping me handing out some balloons. So please, I'm going to ask you to do something while I'm talking, and hopefully this will make it interactive, fun, and then we all learn something from this as well. So what I am going to ask you to do is, as you're receiving these red balloons, first of all, I want to say that they are red because it is the favorite color of a dear friend and a dear member of this community who is no longer with us, Susan Forney. And I hope that she's pleased to see that we're doing this, and hopefully this will bring all of us together as a community as well. But what I'd like you to do is to put your name with a pen on the balloon, and while I'm talking, blow it up and tie it off and hold on to it until we come to the slide that asks you to participate in the experiment with me. So you guys probably all know NANOG fairly well if you've been here a few times, and if you haven't, then welcome. What is NANOG? And in a simple way to say it, it's an operators collective that trying to make the internet a better place for everyone. And it's a great community, but what makes NANOG a great community also makes it extremely intimidating. And so what makes it intimidating is because the people who have been here, who's working so hard to make the community a great place, are a tight-knit group of friends. And we work together. We may argue with each other, very strong, opinionated people, and it seems like we are very much fighting against each other, and makes it hard for anybody who's remotely shy to want to participate and talk and feel like they can get a word in edgewise. There are also incredible women in this community who are exceedingly intelligent, and what makes them courageous is that they are not afraid to speak up, to put themselves in a situation where they may feel embarrassed or not knowing exactly what it is that they feel like they may not be knowing what they're trying to talk about. And how they do things together is that they help others to not feel small in this large and incredible community. And so if you know how that feels, and I can tell you that that's how I feel sometimes, and even though that I've been in this community a long time, I still question, should I go to the mic and ask that question? Maybe somebody else who's been here longer, who knows more, who's more technical, could be the one to ask that question that I want to know the answer about. Because what if people think less of me if I went and asked that question? Similarly, instead of presenting, coming up here to say, I have something valid to say that may help others, you may think, well, this helped me, but I don't know if anybody else cares, or if other people already know about it, that why is it important to anyone else? So take a look at these faces. These are women who put themselves in front of the microphone in the NANOG community to talk about the triumph that they went through at PacketFabric in the internet community, to put their fear aside so that they can share their experience, their learnings with you, which is absolutely what the community needs. And that's what the internet needs, for all of us to share what we thought is important. I'm going to highlight a few women that you may or may not know about. The first one I want to talk about is Ms. Sylvie Lapelliere. And she was the chairwoman of NANOG board, and one of the first women to be on the NANOG board. And I am going to say she helped create NANOG in today's format. Was it an easy feat? Absolutely not. I heard stories about having such heated discussions where a talking stick had to be utilized in conversations. But at no point she ever gave up on working for the community, for the greater good of NANOG. And I want to be thankful for her courage and determination to help us build this community as is today. And next, I want to talk about Miss Betty Burke. Miss Betty was the executive director of NANOG, and she had been with NANOG, well, forever, right? The very beginning. And not only she had a hand in shaping NANOG as an organization today, but she had a hand in shaping the community as it is today. And what I want to say is that she gave her life, her energy to all of us, to this great community. I don't know if many of you know, Betty's birthday often overlaps with NANOG. And we have 3 of them a year, and she spent her birthdays with us every year for many, many years, away from her family, to give us this conference that benefited all of our lives. And so again, I think I would like to thank Betty, just to say, Betty, thank you for being here, for fighting with us to create, and fighting with the rest of the world to create this conference, to make this forum available for all of us. And then lastly, I want to talk about Susan Forney. Susan was on the current board of NANOG. She spoke at lots of different conferences, and she and I are good friends. Like me, she is not really comfortable about public speaking. If you have a stethoscope on my chest, my heart is beating really fast. So you guys may have similar feelings about public speaking. If you do, then you know what that feels like. You feel like you have a hard time catching your breath. But what I want to say is she put her fear aside because she felt the community needed to see that someone like her is able to lead, and that means paving the way for the rest of the women and others, everyone, to know that if she can do it, so can you. And unfortunately, she passed earlier this year, and I want to make sure that her legacy stays fresh and present with all of us, that we as a community continue to work together to help the next generation to feel that they have the ability to do anything that they set out to achieve. So, what do these three women have in common? And what do the rest of us have in common? We are courageous. There's a lot of things that you can do if you put your mind to it. We're driven. At no point when we see a problem, we shy away from it. And the most important thing is that we're passionate about our community. And what is the reason why that we're passionate about our community is because we believe in the greater good the internet is doing for the world. And that means that we want to share knowledge, we want to build friendship and mentorship. And then lastly, just showing up. Being here is the most important thing. Being here, whether you are virtually here with us or you're physically here with us, showing up, whether just to be attending the conference, volunteering on one of the committees, or on the board, contributing to the community is the most important. And I do yoga. I don't know that any of you guys do it. When I'm in yoga class, the instructor always tells me, you did 80% of the work already just by showing up. Showing up on your mat is the most important. So give yourself a pat on the back for being here, and that is the first step towards building an incredible community. So now, part of the excitement, now you guys all have the red balloon, you have your name on it. You see it? So think of this as your success and your happiness, and toss it in the air as far away as you can from yourself, please. All right. So now, I hope that you're not paying attention where it went, right? So now, let's see if you can go and find your balloon. And I know that the room is big and you probably didn't throw it very far, but the reason that we're doing this experiment is because it's unlikely for you to easily find the balloon that's mixed in with somebody else's balloon. And this is the point that I'm trying to make. So if you pick up a balloon that's near you, that's got somebody else's name on it, what I really want you to do is to help each other find their balloon, right? The point that I'm trying to make here is that we all rely on each other for our success and our happiness. And the women of Packet Fabric has been doing that, and so are the other great volunteers of Packet Fabric that really have been doing this, that helping you find your success and happiness in this community. And if you could help each other as well to help yourselves. I was at dinner last night with someone that's new to NANOG. And I was asking, what is the best? What can I do to gain the utmost out of the conference and the community? And a good friend of mine, Aaron Hughes, had said, the one point that I'm going to make is that you give as much as you take to the community. And you'd be surprised at what incredible return that you get from the people that are here. Because the community itself is so giving that you are going to get more than you put in from this community. And I have personal experience to show that. And I work for this company called Packet Fabric, and our success has a lot to do with this incredible community. We share information, we share knowledge, and from everyone that has provided support to Packet Fabric, thank you. And for all of you who are here, if you are trying to do something, you need support, rely on your community. And this is an incredible place to be, and you have an incredible team of supporters and friends to help you. But I also want to ask you, when you leave this room, make sure you pick up a balloon and not leave trash all over the place. So what have I learned, and what I want to share with you to walk away with is, don't let your fear get in the way of doing anything, because I would rather have tried and failed, now I've learned, than not tried at all. And I know that so many people, and again, it's a revelation for me, is that so many people don't try because they're afraid of failure. And especially failing in front of this community of experts who are doing incredible things. The more you don't know, the more you ask, the more you will know. So if you don't ask, you don't know. If you don't do, you don't learn. And don't let your fear get in the way of living. And build your support system, which in this community, through give and take. And I am going to say that I volunteered for the communications committee. I've been on the board for 2 terms, proudly, and the community at large here at NANOG has given me a lot more than I was able to give to the community. And I promise that I will continue to give back to the community in every way that I can. And know your purpose. When you come to NANOG, know what it is that you're here for. Are you trying to learn something? Are you trying to build a network? Are you trying to understand how the internet actually works? Because trust me, what you learn in school and what you read in the books is not how the internet actually works. The internet is run by people. There was a keynote earlier, and it's run by people in this community. So if you want to know how it actually works, the global network, which fuels the global economy today, gives you immense power in knowing how it works. And you can affect changes in the world by understanding how you can make a change, how you can affect changes in this community. And then lastly, lead by example. Come and do and lead. Being a leader means that you're going to be doing something that resonates with others so that they follow you. Being a leader isn't you coercing other people doing what you want, because that's not leading. And there are, I'm going to highlight this, several committees that at NANOG that could use support always and volunteers. And there's one that is really important because Susan Forney was the chair for the mentorship committee, and as she is no longer with us, mentoring is extremely important because that helps us bringing young and new individuals into the committee, into the community, and we can use anyone who's driving the mentorship program. We can use mentors, and we can certainly use additional mentees. So come and participate and look for, you can go to the website and look for how you can participate. There's a program committee. If you have any questions, there's, I see several different program committee members, Chris included, and Alex in the back, and on how you can be involved, as well as the education committee. Did you know that Packet Fabric, I keep saying Packet Fabric, NANOG gives out scholarships. So with all of that, I just want to say, the women in this community help make NANOG better with their courage, because there's not that many of us, and it takes a lot more courage for us to be here. So that doesn't differentiate us from any of you men who are already doing some of the hard work as well. And all of us, please be supporters and supporters of each other, of women in this great community. And thank you, and thank you for listening to me rambling on for the last 20 minutes.